Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. It's me, Adam. You are watching Unlimited Options Investing, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about Twitter, Elon Musk, crypto, big tech, Tesla, and of course, taking a look at the candlesticks. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome aboard and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and take a look below at the description for my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok. Check it out. Alright, so why is Twitter stock up 28.84% today, gapping up from a Friday close of $39.31 and opening up at $47.87. Twitter shares soar more than 29% after Elon Musk takes a 9% stake in social media company. So what does a 9% stake look like? Over 73 million shares. The stake is worth more than $2.89 billion based on Twitter's closing price on Friday. And this purchase comes less than 2 weeks after Musk was criticizing the company, polling people on Twitter about whether Twitter adheres to free speech principles. So from March 25th, free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to these principles? And 70% out of 2 million people voted no. He then went on to say the consequences of this poll will be important. Please vote carefully. And the next day, on March 26th, given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? Is a new platform needed? To which our favorite doctor on Twitter replied, why don't you just buy it? And of course, this aged very well. It has more ownership of the company than names like Vanguard, Morgan Stanley, Blackrock. So Twitter is obviously green today. Let's see how the rest of the market is doing, looking at the S&P 500 heat map. Technology leading the way, with it definitely being a risk-on day in the market, led by, of course, the big tech names. Apple up 1.68%, Microsoft 1.28%, Nvidia up 1.61%, Google 1.63%, Facebook 3.36%, Amazon at 1.92%, and Tesla 5.3%. Some other notable names: Netflix up 4.74%, software names, Qualcomm, and PayPal. And the biggest loser I'm seeing is Starbucks, down 4.53%. Otherwise, the rest of the market, defensives more red than green. And banks and credit services pretty sideways. Crypto not keeping up as much, with Bitcoin down 2.5% in the last 24 hours and Ethereum down 2%. Alright, so heading on over to the S&P 500, or the SPY on the candlesticks, looking at the daily time frame. So once we gapped up last week past that resistance point that we found sellers earlier this year in February, we went as high as 461, pulling back a hammer candle last Friday, and so far the buyers are holding up. Let's see if the moving averages can catch up to the price action, and whether the buyers or sellers will prevail at the $460 mark. We'll either be met by sellers again and then move downward, or, as we keep saying on the channel, one step back, two steps forward. And when we look at the Nasdaq, very similar situation. The moving average is just about to cross, and really that 370 level being that key area. And again, the buyers and the sellers are going to duke it out at that level. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think is going to win the battle, the bulls or the bears? Heading on over to crypto, firstly Bitcoin. We've been consolidating around this area, around 45, 46,000. We really want this area to hold, especially the 20 EMA, the red line. And if both moving averages are to fail, we'll be taking a look at this trend line that's been intact since January. Ideally, we want to hold this $46,000 mark. Ethereum, on the other hand, is looking a lot stronger than Bitcoin at the moment. We're still above what was key resistance at $3,400. We also had a crossing of the moving averages. So although it's not over for Bitcoin, Ethereum is looking the stronger of the two for the time being. Though if the price action for Bitcoin fails, you can expect Ethereum to follow up. If one goes down, the other's going down with it. We can really see that when we take the ratio of Ethereum to Bitcoin. We had a breakout from this area over here, around 0.07351. We broke this key area of resistance, this area over here, and support over here. I keep feeling like a broken record, but we crossed the moving averages once again. Count me as one bullish on Ethereum. And we're a few minutes into this video, and I haven't even really talked about Tesla that much yet. So again, another massive day, up 5.9%. So opening below 1100, and right now we're at 1150. So the first thing I want to do is connect the top of the past two peaks. What we see is we're right at that area that it would connect if this were to be another peak. So I see a few different potential scenarios of how this could play out. So the first is this gap over here hasn't filled from a few weeks ago. So this one from back in October, we had a roller coaster ride and didn't fill the gap until about a month and a half later. The second time only took a couple of days. Where we are right now, are we going to be filling the gap soon or not, or we'll just have to see. So that's the first potential scenario. We find selling pressure, we fill the gap, and from there, who knows, maybe we consolidate, we break this potential downtrend, or we find even more continued weakness. Now let's say Tesla just doesn't care and just breaks through this. At that point, really watch out. Next stop 1200, the next stop 1250. Tesla stock does whatever it feels like doing. But if we were to see something like this, I think right after we get something like this, similar to how we saw in January and November of last year. A big rip and then down. Big rip, down. Big rip. What comes next? Anyone's guess? Let me know your guess in the comments below. And quickly taking a look at other big tech, Apple similar to the indices. That makes sense because this company has such a big weighting on both the SPY and the QQQ. Hammer candle last Friday. Strength into Monday. Nearing the resistance from last week. Moving averages are catching up. We'll keep an eye on Apple. Next up, Amazon. We want to see a break of this $3,400 mark. You break that neckline and perhaps you get something that looks like this. Google also around its neckline around 2850. The buyers can get control. Next up, 2900 to 2950. Microsoft right around its key area as well. This one looking like it's gaining strength with the crossing of both moving averages. Similar to Apple and the indices, a hammer candle from last Friday. If we break this $320 mark, that's the key area and has so much influence along with Apple on those indices. If we break those key levels, along with the seasonality of April, could be a really strong month. Again, very big ifs, we need to see it first. Nvidia, after breaking 270 a couple of weeks ago, indecision candle in the middle of the channel. Sellers stepped in and we've been pulling back. Really key areas, we want to see this $270 mark hold, as well being right next to those moving averages. And that is all for the video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts? What is the month of April going to bring us? Let me know in the comments below. As always, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out my description, my TikTok, my Instagram, and my Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next video.